Hi guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk about include and require. These two functions are created to make you able to create more readable, easy, and maintainable code. They are called structures of control, but don't misunderstand my word. Include and require are not optional. You must use this and you must use it to create correct and good code. To give you an example of why we use these things, these two structures of control, take as example that you want to create a file where you have like um, I don't know, a lot of functions, no? You have functionality 1, 2, 3, 4. You have all these functions, um, and all this function, of course, has their curly brackets, and you get what I mean, no? So if you want this functionality that you have created for your website to be available everywhere inside your website. So what you can do is just to take all this piece of code, which can be like 50 lines long. You come here and on every of your code you have to paste it in. You have to paste it in here, you have to paste it in here, and of course this makes you is not, of course is not good, makes it impossible to create a code that is then readable, then maintainable. Think if you have all this piece of code in 12 different pages, and now functionality 2 has changed, and so you want it to be free, then you have to come here and you have to change it again and again and again. That's not good. So include and require functions in a way that you can include a piece of code through include and require from an external source. So for example, if I want, I can, if I want, I write my PHP. I place require or include at the top. It's not that is really needed. It's just that is not needed. Is something that it makes your code ordered and readable. Okay, so I require example.php. You can take generally we use double quotes and you place the path inside your PHP require. Now my PHP there is nothing. Let's create. I'm making a mess. We create a simple function. For example, function say, and this function echo okay, very simple. So now I have this function which is inside example PHP. I require, let's write include because require sounds a little different, but I will explain the difference soon. Include the example PHP in my index, and now I can just come here. I open my tags. I open my tags and I can use my function was say. I can use my function inside index.php as I was inside example. Okay, so now my that function that I created inside example is available inside index.html. You can see here there is the the string here. So what is the difference between include and require? include allows us to insert a code, but let's say now that I that example.php doesn't exist. Okay, let's cut it down. No, how do I delete it? I delete example.php. Okay, and now I open the page again. It of course sends an error. Anyway, I open the page again. And it says, warning, failed to open file stream, no such directory, failed to open example PHP, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. And then here there is a fatal error, but this doesn't matter. It's just that I'm calling the function. The point is that there is a warning, but the code is working, and the code is warning, and the page is loaded. In case I was using require, and now I can just come and write require, file save. There is a fatal error, failed opening required example.php. The page doesn't even load. So what's the difference? The difference is that with include, if there is an error loading the file, the function generates a warning, and this the, and this allows us to be more loose, and to use the code. And if, for example, in a production environment, if there is a problem loading the uninclude, then the um, the execution of the script goes on, and the warning gets shown up only in the php.ini, if it's habilitated. If it's enabled, then it shows even on the screen. Otherwise, you have to go to the php.ini. Or on the opposite side, require fails to open and sends a fatal error. So, said this, understood what is the difference. When do we use one and when do we use the other? We use include when we want to define a variable as error message errors, for messaging errors, or more important, when we want to include templates of like the menu, the header of the footer, the navbar, etc., etc. Now we will see an example of this, exactly this. Require is used when we are importing external libraries, or configuration files, or or functions used inside the programs. Because if a function used inside the program doesn't work, it might cause big troubles. If a portion of a template doesn't work, it's better than the page is loaded entirely anyway, then it doesn't work the entire page. So be careful when you need to use one or you need to use the other. Okay, so said this, I wanted to show what I wanted to show how we can implement. Here we have an navbar that can bring us here and here. Let's just, okay, before I should save. Before, let's see the navbar just to, for the sake of understanding. It didn't take. Okay, so I intend, the navbar is quite simple, and you don't see, if I click here, it changes here. Now it's written contact.php, and we can move. I implemented the navbar everywhere, and in news, I put it like this just to show the mess, no, that we want to fix. Anyway, let's say that I want to make a change on the navbar. I want to include an about inside my navbar, and so I should do li, and then inside the li a, and then about dot php, and then about. Then I need to take this and to paste it here, here, and here, and then it's fine. Let's say that you want to make a change to contact. Now is not contact, but is another thing, and then you have to come back here and you change it there and there, etc., etc. Of course, this takes a lot of time also because a pages doesn't have maybe has a bar of eight other pages, so you can't possibly think that this is the right way to keep coding. You need what is called modularity. I forgot to say it. This is what we are doing is creating a modular code. I wanted to say it to appear professional. Anyway, let's say that we write this about that I write this code.php. Maybe code is not right. Example.php. We take it again, and here I take my, not even PHP. It can be anything you want. It can be even HTML. You can take you can take it and place HTML, and here you place this. Now you can go to all the other menus, and instead of this, take it away. You PHP include example.html. Okay, and also in the others, let's do it. Now you need to save everywhere, otherwise there is a mess. So you save here, you save in all the pages, at least unless you have a plugin that I never download. And then, as you see now, the page is still the same. There nothing, no errors or nothing. We have our news, you have our contact. Now there is a problem with we have our everything we wanted. Now there is a problem with the news. You remember that we had the news and there was a margin. Now the margin is gone because there are not the classes. I created that CSS because I thought to make the example with CSS, and actually I didn't, but let's do it. We take the CSS, and of course you can do the same with CSS. You could create a page .css and do whatever you want. You style it and then you place it. But you can even do it here, no problem at all. You can place it. You place it here, style, style, boom. Now, okay, I need to apply the classes, of course, because this. Okay, so save here, and save even here, maybe. Now, as you will see, we have applied this style also everywhere. So we can move and is applied everywhere. Fantastic. That's what I wanted to show at a basic level. I thought I could even show you how how require is used to uh, g- import the different libraries, but it was pretty exhausting and not really important, useful at least. Um, Last thing, require once and include once. Sometimes you might mistake and you place this code two times because you forgot that you paste it, no? So you paste it two times and it creates error because um, can create conflicts and errors. So if you use include once, well, you are bulletproof, and that if you have included this another time, then it will be included only once. This is the only difference: include once, require once. And that's it. Totally, that's it. Thank you very much for following this video, and see you in the next videos. Bye bye.